I'll start off by saying there's no story spoilers throughout the review. With that said, enjoy my review of Star Wars Jedi Survivor. With the opening cutscene, it does a fairly decent job of recapping what happened in the last game if you've never played the last one or forgotten what has happened.
Look at this, a lightsaber.
It has tons of options to mess with and tweak in the menu, including a colorblind mode which is fully customizable, as well as the ability to turn off human dismemberment. There are 5 different difficulty settings. I personally played on Grandmaster as I like a bit of a challenge, which I felt it did much better of a job giving me that challenge than the first game did. With the first game, I didn't die all that much aside from a specific boss I had gotten stuck on. Here, I had to play much more cautiously as I was dying much more often. Combat has vastly improved, giving you 5 different fighting stances as opposed to the 2 you had in the first game, as well as adding new force abilities. The first stance is your single-bladed, which is the jack of all trades, giving you an average amount of power, speed, range, and defense. The second stance is the double-bladed. It comes with slightly more speed and defense at the cost of power and range, while giving you the ability to consecutively parry blaster fire after parrying the first. Dual wielding is the third, having maxed out speed, decent power, but low range and defense, with the ability to auto parry an attack while holding the triangle button. The blaster and saber combo has maxed range, good speed, decent defense, and low power, and acts sort of like a rapier when attacking with the saber, using more thrusts instead of slashes. You can also charge the blaster to deal extra damage. Finally, the 5th stance, the crossguard. This stance maxes out power for the sacrifice of speed. Its range and defense are still good, however, with an ability that does enormous damage but has a long wind-up. I never was one to like the crossguard design, but here it's my favorite stance due to its overwhelming power. You keep almost everything you learned and acquired from the last game, aside from BD1's stim canisters, health upgrades, and max force upgrades. You now have a super meter, which once built up allows you to slow time, giving you an opportunity to take out as many enemies as possible. Cal has also learned the Force Persuasion technique, which can be used in and outside of combat. In combat, it persuades enemies to fight for you for a certain number of attacks.
You expected me to use it like that.
At points throughout the game, you will travel with a companion which will help you in combat and interact with the environment with you to help you get around, which isn't exactly necessary, but it adds a little variety. You don't choose when they go with you, unfortunately. They are just scripted to travel with you at certain intervals. I think it could have been a cool idea if you could choose to take characters with you to interact with optional areas only accessible with that character. However, that would also mean you would have to have access to that companion at all times, so I see why they didn't. The enemies you fight are just as funny as they were last time, being incredibly confident in large groups but terrified by themselves.
I found something. It, seems to be closing. Droid down!
A roll of mine? This damn place. Oh, if I ever find out who made these things. All right, guard the area. There could be more of them.
Yeah, sir. Sir! Oh, so I guess this means I'm in command now. They do whatever we say. Suckers. You'll never catch me taking orders like that. No way. Not me. I mean, unless it was Ravis, in which case, well, obviously. I'd sooner be broken down for scrap than get pushed around by anyone else. Don't do that!
Happy to help.
Platforming has a couple new additions to it. Cal has an ascension cable or grappling hook, and can now wall jump. Jedi challenges are scattered around to test your combat and platforming, giving rewards if you can complete them. Some are actually really challenging. Other challenges I found to be pretty fun, like this combat challenge here.
Don't look. Someone else attack! No, don't let him run! Friendly unit down! Contact!
You will find seemingly random items scattered around, which can be used inside of shops to buy things like new clothing and hairstyles for Cal.
I'll take it.
You know a good deal when you see it.
Perks are a new addition. They aren't super important, but basically they are boosts to your combat abilities, such as increasing lightsaber throw damage or restoration of force over time at the cost of max force. Things like that. Cal has 3 major upgrade paths: Survival, Lightsaber, and Force. The Survival tree increases max health, potency of BD's stims, and how fast they are given. The Lightsaber tree improves your individual lightsaber stances by improving on their moves and adding new moves for the specified stance. The Force tree has 3 parts: Jedi Concentration, which improves max force, Telekinesis, which improves force pull and push, and lastly, Confusion, which improves your mind control abilities in combat. Customization has been seriously overhauled, making every bit of Cal customizable. You can change his blaster barrel, body, grip, the colors for it, how old it looks.
Typical blaster.
You can change your lightsaber's emitter, its guard, its switch, the grip, the pommel, the secondary grip, the secondary switch, the secondary emitter, the secondary pommel, all of the colors for them, how old it looks, whether it's ancient or pristine, the blade's color itself, which each blade color has a unique sound to it. You can change BD1's photoreceptors, his head, his ears, or the audio sensors, his body, his legs, all the colors for them, and if he looks old or new. On top of all that, you can change Cal's hair, his beard, his jacket, its color, his shirt, its color, his pants, their color. If you wanted, you could give Cal a mohawk with a mad handlebar mustache, make BD1 look like he came just off the assembly line, all while rocking a pink lightsaber that looks like it's older than the beginning of time. During my playthrough, I did experience some bad pop-in, and I did have a crash about 6 to 7 hours in. I also think it was a bad decision to make the double-bladed lightsaber stance the only one able to continuously parry blaster fire after parrying the first. It made me feel like I had to keep the double-bladed stance when I really wanted to use the dual-wielding stance.
Stay back!
The graphics, as I'm sure you can see, are good aside from that pop-in instance I kept having in that specific spot. I have also heard that currently the PC port has been really poor. I don't have a PC version, so I can't say for certain that it is, but I would recommend either waiting for the PC port to improve or to get it on console. I personally got it on PS5. The final rating for Star Wars Jedi Survivor is a 9 out of 10. An amazing game. It's a must play even if you haven't played the first or don't want to go back to play it, though that is an amazing game as well. I highly recommend getting this game. And the past game as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. Let me know in the comments if you agree, disagree, or if you think I could have added something. Anyway, have a great rest of your day.